Hello, I'm Brenda Alesi, Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at the Buffalo Niagara Association of Realtors. We recently shot a video about a realtor who experienced racism from another realtor. Take a look at our video.
Wow, this would be perfect for what my clients are looking for. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Mind signing in for me?
Oh, here, I'm an agent.
Oh, do you mind still signing in?
Oh, okay.
Thanks. Come on in.
Are you following me?
No, I just want to make sure you see your way around.
Okay, you know I'm an agent though, right?
Yeah, totally fine. Just want to make sure I'm here if you have any questions.
I've seen a lot of houses. I know my way around, so.
Totally fine.
Are you not supposed to be still waiting for others to come in?
No, it's okay. I'll get back to them.
Okay, I just thought it was an open house. Okay, all right, thanks.
Realtors of color experience discrimination all too often, even by other agents in our region. If you've been a victim of this type of overt discrimination, contact the association office.
Well, here's the gentleman himself who was in the video, Craven Weeks. Craven has been in the real estate industry for 5 years. Craven, welcome. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Now, we just watched this reenactment, and I want to ask you, how accurate was it?
It's pretty accurate. Other than the house itself, most of it was almost exactly how it transpired. You know, I walked up to the property, and actually before I walked up to the property, I was watching individuals walk into the property from the garage entrance of this raised ranch and seeing how he interacted with them. So when I walked up, I expected the same type of response from him.
You know, and there you are walking up, you have a badge on, it clearly identifies you as a realtor.
Correct.
You're dressed professionally, and as you approach, you're the only one out of all the people who went into that house who was asked to sign in by the white realtor.
Correct.
How often does that happen?
It actually happens frequently, but I never chalk it up to any racism or something. Sometimes it may be an inexperienced realtor or somebody being just overly cautious, you know, especially during the pandemic times. So it was more surprising what transpired afterwards.
And in that case, you're referring to all of the white people who were in the house who walked around freely and nobody followed them.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden you come in and this white gentleman is following you.
Yes.
Which became apparent to you pretty quickly.
Yeah, at first I was pointed out the different rooms in the lower level, which is, you know, normal. But then when he followed me to one of those rooms to explain some things, I kind of was like, you know, okay, I got it, because I've experienced looking at homes all the time. And then when I proceeded to go upstairs, he was following behind me, and I found that kind of strange because he was posted up in the garage with a sign-in sheet expecting other open house people to come in. So it started to get a little strange from there.
And that's typically what would happen at an open house, right? He wouldn't be wandering around following anybody?
No, he wouldn't. I mean, open house is just that. It's open for individuals, whether by themselves or with an agent or an agent alone to come through.
Craven, when you did turn around and say something to him, you were very calm. You didn't raise your voice. How do you maintain your composure in those situations?
Well, I don't first try to look at things as, there's a problem first. I could be perceiving it wrong. So I want to make sure that, I stay calm and collected and make sure that I'm not just imagining things. So then, once it gets a little bit more obvious, then I'm start to get a little bit concerned. But then at that time, I still want to make sure that I be professional throughout the whole situation.
And did you expect him to say, "Oh no, I'm not following you"?
I expected that, yes. But I was more so saying, if there was something that he needed from me, then, that's why I kind of opened the door for him to say, no, there's, I wanted to get from downstairs or I wanted to do some other things. But he said, he wasn't following me. But when I seen the 8 to 10 other people upstairs by themselves, no other agent, I started to say, well, there's a little bit difference here. There's some problems going on.
For folks who might see this, they might have to watch it a couple times because it's kind of subtle racism at play.
Right.
It isn't really overt racism. Would you agree with that?
I would say that that's correct in a manner because it was more, he followed me through, and then when I asked him questions, he answered in a polite way, but like I said, his actions spoke louder. And the situation that I experienced, I actually thought to myself, when I go and look at the bedrooms, if he follows me in there, then that is a very clear sign that he's following me through the house, especially when there's other people that he could be speaking with.
At the end, you kind of shake your head, and roll your eyes. And so does that give you pause to go to other open houses?
Yeah, it gives me more awareness to go to other houses, just make sure that, I don't want to be disrespected in any kind of way based on somebody else's bias. So I just make sure I maintain my integrity all the time, though. There's no need for me to get angry about the situation. It's irritating, maybe annoying, but it's more so a situation that can be resolved from my perspective, very simply.
What do you say to other agents, Craven, people of color or people of other protected classes who are realtors who may be experiencing this kind of subtle or even overt racism?
Well, I would tell them to maintain their calm first and always be professional no matter what, because then you have avenues for help in situations like this.
And do you think that there's any way we can stop this from happening? Is it just education, awareness, videos like this to bring it to people's attention who may have no clue that this type of stuff happens?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to make other agents that may be biased or racist in any kind of way, just make them aware to be respectful to people, even though they have a prejudice from whatever reason, for whatever reason. Just be respectful at the time. And it's not just agents, but in these cases you can resolve that unless you're not being let in to a house because of certain biases and prejudice, or you might not be given the same respect based on your skin color.
You've worked in other jobs. You've got 5+ years in the real estate industry. This won't stop you from working in the real estate industry, will it?
Absolutely not. Like I said, I just become more aware and more, I would say, vigilant in the things I'm doing as far as for my customers, for my clients. I want to make sure that I get the job done, but I still avoid some of the dangers or prejudices of others and still maintain my integrity.
Craven Weeks, a member of the Buffalo Niagara Association of Realtors, thank you so much for being in our video and for your candid comments today.
You're welcome. Thank you.